Hi Drakes or future Drakes. Today I'll be reviewing Drake Hollow, developed by the Molasses Flood, a game that absolutely surprised me as I didn't think I'd be as into it as I am now. I heard about it a day before I got a key and this game blew my expectations out of the water. Drake Hollow is, at the time of this video, $30 USD, which you can purchase on Steam when it's released and already on Microsoft and Xbox. Drake Hollow is a sandbox game where you'll have to build a base, explore, gather materials, fight, and save cute little critters called drakes. You can play it on your own or with friends up to 4 players. I find it to be much more fun with friends. There is a story to this game where you'll progress through different seasons to defeat monsters and survive raids. You'll be raising these drakes who gives you buffs, charms which can be used to build things, and healing. The drakes you will find will start off as very young, but you can grow them into adults and beyond that. You will have to provide a sufficient village for the drakes at your base, where they will have food, water, comfort, and entertainment. This game reminds me of multiple games in terms of elements and graphics. The art style reminds me of Fortnite and Grounded, especially the buildings. Raising the drakes remind me of Tamagotchi, and the Revive Ghost Run reminds me of World of Warcraft. There aren't any survival elements for your character except for their health bar. You will not have to eat, drink, or do anything except manage your health, which can be a little tricky in the beginning as the game is not too hard, not too easy, but just right in my opinion in terms of difficulty. I found Drake Hollow very easy to learn and was reeled in quite quickly when I first started playing. Your main goal in this game is to raise and look after the drakes. If you have played Tamagotchi when you were really young, it's pretty much like that except much better. You will rescue more young drakes during your travels, and they will return to your village. These drakes will give you buffs, but you can only equip a certain amount, so choose wisely depending on what you need during your game. Growing your drakes will grant you stronger buffs. It's your job to keep them well fed and entertained. You will travel to many different islands where you'll have to fight monsters, rescue drakes, and find materials to improve your village. The loot system is simple. There are loot rarities from common to rare and a variety of weapons to find, even some very interesting ones. Drake Hollow uses a crafting system which I find rather easy to follow, and I'm someone who isn't a huge fan of crafting in games. However, Drake Hollow made it pretty simple to learn. As you level up your village, you'll unlock more buildings and recipes that can turn your village into something amazing for your drakes. These recipes can be unlocked with schematics, which you'll find during your travels. Raids also happen from time to time where monsters will attack your village and scare your drakes. It's important to build defense around your village to protect your base. You will also come across new cosmetics from time to time for your character, which I absolutely love. While the islands look super far apart, so traveling looks rather tiring, Drake Hollow thought ahead and put in waypoints. Traveling fast between island to island and back to base is not a hassle at all once you get your waypoints sorted. I personally find it satisfying when islands are cleared. Each island you will have to clear them from aethers. I find it very satisfying when you clear them, and to clear them all you have to do is attack the vines. These will make monsters weaker and have less monsters on the island. Now that I've given you a brief overview of the game, let's hear my thoughts. Please know that this game has not been released yet on PC and I am playing an early access version of it. Some things may change. I find it overall really fun. I am a huge fan of survival games, and while there's not exactly a typical survival genre, the aspect was still covered and I was satisfied. I love the art style of the gameplay feels smooth, and I personally did not have any bugs. For me, it felt very polished, and the controls personally were right for me as well. However, as I am playing an early access version, the controls may change. The combat is a little bit iffy for me. While I do most of the time enjoy it, I sometimes find it a little tricky to hit the target, but all around it's a simple combat system. This is not a huge problem, and over time I did get better with it, but I do feel that it could be improved. There will be a variety of monsters where you'll have to learn how they work and how to defeat them the most efficient way possible. I love that there is a difficulty in the monsters you fight and a variety of attack styles. Looking after the drakes is a lot of fun as well. As they get older, their needs are higher. Filling the base with basic needs and then upgrading the things you have with better and more efficient tools is oddly satisfying for me. There are also super adorable looking creatures, and it's always exciting to find a new drake to look after and see what buffs it gives you. I am only halfway through the story, however I am excited to see what recipes I can unlock to give my village the ultimate makeover over time and turn it from a shabby village into a sanctuary for my drakes. Playing with a friend or friends make the game a whole lot more fun. I loved discovering and clearing islands with them. Sometimes the fights got so intense and it was a chaotic but fun mess. I already have quite a bit of drakes, and it's going to be interesting when I discover and invite more drakes into my village. I follow the developers on Twitter and they are quite responsive and seem to constantly take in community feedback. I feel that it's really important for developers to communicate with their player base, and they're doing very well on that aspect, constantly improving the game based on community feedback. So basically the goods: a very fun game with friends, lots of variety with loot, lots of recipes to improve your village, charming, simple game but also just right in difficulty, colourful and vibrant art style, many different drakes with different buffs that vary. Now let's talk the bad. I find that it can get a little repetitive. It actually did feel a bit repetitive for me by the time I got to the second season. However, I personally did not find it less fun. I still found it just as fun discovering even more islands, monsters and such. But for those who want a game with much more depth, Drake Hollow may not be the game you're after. It is a simple, charming game. The storyline is interesting, but it is pretty short, and I hope that they expand more with the game to give us a lot more things to do. I am already 10 hours in, but I'm pretty sure I haven't discovered everything yet. Basically, the bad: gameplay can be repetitive, the combat is a bit clunky, and I feel this could be improved, and there is a lack of depth in the story and the game. But since the devs have been keeping an eye on community feedback, I feel that they will continuously improve the game and make it even better. So for my rating, I'd personally give this game an 8 out of 10. I really enjoy it. I've never had a boring moment in Drake Hollow so far, and I'm already thinking about what kind of cosmetics, weapons, and drakes I can find. What kind of recipes I can unlock to make my base even cooler. For those who are concerned about when I said the game has lack of depth, I didn't find this to be a problem. I still found it very fun. I feel like I can still sink many more hours into it, and I'm excited to see what they will do with the final release. So that is all for my Drake Hollow review. I hope you found this very helpful. Please like the video if you did find this helpful. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of Drake Hollow content you would like to see, because I do have some things written down and I do want to make more content for Drake Hollow because I absolutely do love this game. So I was thinking of making more like village guides, like base building guides, combat guides, maybe some guides about more of the drakes. If there are any more things you would like to know about Drake Hollow, let me know. Even if you just want to see some gameplay or some walkthroughs, I'd be willing to do that as well. I'd be willing to redo the whole game just to do that because I just find this game so amazing, and I hope I didn't hype it up too much. But yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. Feel free to subscribe and click the bell for more Drake Hollow videos. Like the video if you found this interesting. I hope to see you again for the next one. Bye!